God, what a great game. I can't wait to record this. I haven't even seen anything on it online. Well, fuck me, I guess. Uh, Howdy. As you might have saw from this part, I've I've haven't seen anything really about this game online, at least. And yeah, I've been planning to play this game for months, and just this morning, to let you know when this is being recorded, Smitty uploads a video about him playing this game, which I have not watched. I've only clicked on to go like, fuck. My procrastination has gotten me kicked in the ass again. But either way, I'm gonna turn this loss of novelty from my knowledge. I really don't know if anyone else has played this. So if you do know, if anyone else who's played this, please let me know in the comments. Let me turn down these. That's better. Less yelling over that. But yeah, basically, been planning to play this for a month, and yeah, someone else got to it first, so rather lacking the novelty, I'm gonna ride his coattails, or at least try to. I doubt I'll be successful in that, but you know, gotta try doing something. And either way, I'm still gonna play this game, and hopefully, it's gonna be a good recording.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
It's just taking a break. This is a walking simulator
Maybe she
game.
thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
So, yeah, this is a walking simulator game. That's very story-rich, and I'm hoping it comes out well.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Alright.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I wonder, was there like a split path? Could I have gone up? I think I could have gone up. That might Maybe there's multiple stories to this. Multiple, just parts of it. Like, that'd be neat. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to come back to this house. The fuck is that? Also, I genuinely did not watch that Smitty video, so I have no idea if he would make a comment on that or not yet.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
So but that does feel like something he would comment on. My poorly optimized computer.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Would it be the OSHA violations? I know this isn't a workplace.
As a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Close this door. Why am I breaking
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
This was an interesting decision.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Why did I go through the doggy door
But
and not...
instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
That's a lot of canned tuna.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Oh, that's salmon, not tuna. Oh, dear lord. That's a lot of salmon. Why did
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, that's what happened. Went missing. Expanding foam and bolted doors. I want to look through the people.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
I think that'd be more like a... Probably more like a, whatchamacallit? Hyperbole, and it's just like all their memories in the books. Let's explore the downstairs. Also half expecting there to be someone in here. Oh wait. I forgot how this is weird controls.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Trying to look down there, didn't see anything.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
God, there's so many books.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Okay, so Edith Finch was the grandmother. Great-grandmother. Hello? Did I miss this?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
What happened? I know Mother.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
That was weird. Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oh. That's sad. Ooh, a Finch. Sven and Edie.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
This is very creepy, I have to say. I don't know if this is supposed to be horror or not. Ooh, etymology.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Nope. Not doing that.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Here's Barbara's room.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh, that's just a cardboard cutout or a statue of her in her prime. It's like, is that a fucking dude? Yeah, it is, but it's not right. Oh, it's not an actual guy. It's fucking getting...
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
It locked 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Alright,
Turns out,
I have to do
my
that.
mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Nah, there's another room I want to look into. More etymology. Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
That's fair. Anyways, I have looked through them all. Let's go into this crawl space where definitely homeless people don't live in. Oh, I have to be crouched.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This is like really creepy. And I wasn't expecting that. Also, this is definitely throwing off my entire recording schedule. So that's...
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Did I look
Being
through
inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
a jellyfish plush?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
That's the little fish. What?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Why would you? I mean, I guess sashimi, but you know. Oh. Oh no.
I ate a lot of things that night.
No, no, no. No, honey. No, that's poisonous.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, that's fluoride. No, no, honey.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
This is
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
interesting.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Oh. This is a messed up family, I fear.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Where did she go? There you are.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh, this is so... What the fuck?
Rabbits.
This is so
I
interesting.
imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Also, these wing flaps are a bit too loud for being an actual owl. But you know, that's just whatever.
A mama rabbit.
I can't seem to find. There you are.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
This is so... Huh? I am confused. What? This went from creepy to sad to I'm a shark falling down a mountain.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Where did I... Oh, I don't want to eat a seal. I like seals. sorry, buddy.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Weird. There you are. I was like, there should be something. Oh, hey, there's a boat. That's lovely. I like the aesthetic of the water. They don't like this part. Not the eating of the seal part, but just being a shark. He likes fish.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, I'm an octopus now.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh yeah, I am. I was gonna say that I'm more like a giant slug. I can't understand the movement mechanics. Oh my god, this is so cool. I like the changing of
I
all
was
these
big,
mechanics.
but I moved real quiet.
I still want to say I'm an octopus. There's not many creatures I'd say are smart enough to actually hunt a human and talk to them like this.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I really want to see how this moves in the camera. On the TV itself. I'm just so intrigued by this. The fuck is happening? Is that the bird? Like the mama bird that we hunted originally as the cat?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
I swear this is not what's actually happening.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I'm like 80% sure this is just her hallucination because she ate holly berries, which I don't think are safe for consumption. Oh, this is going to her.
I got closer and closer.
See if I can eat the gerbil instead of her. I'd rather eat the gerbil. Nope, I have to go to her. R.I.P. child.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
God, that's creepy. Ugh. I'm pretty sure that's still just the holly berries.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Kitty? Kitty!
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Aww.
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That's sad, but sweet.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Alright, how do I... There, I just had to hold back.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
No kidding. Yeah, we did look in here.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
It was a disgusting trace. Ugh. I don't want to be in here.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Interesting.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
I would not be crawling around in the least structural house I've ever seen. That's just sad. I guess Sam was a big hunter. Calvin really wanted to go to space. I can't imagine forcing your kid to live in the same room as his, where all his dead
I knew
brother's
Grandpa
stuff
Sam
is.
had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
I don't want to see this, man. It's pretty.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
This is.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Man, this game is so much sadder than I thought it would be. I guess I should have probably picked up on that.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
God,
After the funeral,
this is so sad.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Right, can't go through doors.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
That's fair. Lots of push up. It's such interesting mechanics. I still would never.
The passages
be
were a pretty
doing
tight
this.
fit.
No
They'd
sh-
obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I'm gonna see what this one is. Okay, so I can just go out now. Got it. I'll probably have to go back that way later. Oh, it's Bigfoot.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Ugh. Even in the video game, the dust from this dusty-ass house still gets to me.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Fired.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
Spooky.
So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Hello? Oh, I have to...
And
What?
as
I was
she
going
wound
the wrong
the
way.
key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I'm not... I'm just... Oh, yes, mío. I love the score, but just... Come on. Let me guess.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
It's just gonna be a scare. She falls, gets, and accidentally hurts herself.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she
That's fair.
kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
like I said, I love the score, but come on, can we keep it to, you know, I would love to just keep it to the one thing.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of
Isn't
any
that the guy
suspicious activity.
from,
Barbara turned,
oh, there he is.
saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Smart.
And where he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Yeah, it's... and she's probably gonna trip on this. Nope. Let me guess. It's the classic Michael Myers. Gets shot,
Hookman had
disappears.
vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
She's gonna die. We already know. Everyone's dead.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
Oh, that's
For
nice.
Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
I would too.
And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Boo. I'd say don't quit your day job, but I think this is your day job. You should quit.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Still is a creepy ass game.
I guess
was
now I
not
know why
expecting.
Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I genuinely wasn't expecting this game to be as creepy as it was. Either we're gonna get moited, or... There we are. So we're either gonna get moited, or just explore more of this weird-ass fucking family.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
That would make sense.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I can't see shit.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
I do like the visuals. They're very pretty. But also...
I remember asking Mom once
Damn.
about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
That's fair.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Understandable.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
He's gonna get hit by a train.
I don't mind if I only
That
have a year
explains why
left.
I was shaking constantly.
Or a month.
At the same time,
Or
it
a
was the train
single week.
schedule.
I'd be happy with one new
Makes so
day.
much sense.
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
I really hope we don't have to go down there. I don't want to be on a fucking train railroads track.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Wait, if you were 6 in 2005, you were born in 1999. This takes place in 16.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Why are you going down there? I swear. This family
Maybe
has,
she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
this family has as much sense about things as everyone else.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Ah, yes, my favorite. Black screen.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself
That's fair.
and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Manifest.
I don't know if I should
About
even be writing
manifesting.
this.
Long ass tunnel.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Oh, honey, no.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Is,
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I'm just confused at who she's talking to right now. Future kids or something?
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I guess so. Where am I going? Oh. I can zoom in this. You see, I'm a genius, guys. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? Oh.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
That's fair.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
I mean, yeah, if you never consider the past, you'll always forget it, or are doomed to repeat it. And
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
that's honestly the pretty good probability that, them all trying to move past it and forget the past is largely what caused them to
Edie said she
forget
dreamed
it,
about the old house every night.
or doomed to repeat it. What else?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh yeah. That is her child she's talking to. Future child. Yes, there is.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
That's one way to go about it. And yeah, Sam definitely was the hunter of the family. Part of the Marines.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
please just take the damn picture?
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Where are you? There you are.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
And has one serious zoom.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
I've no.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
How to zoom out the sun. Blind as a bat.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
She doesn't
Dad,
want to be here.
it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
There's still so much. This game's a lot longer than I thought it would be. Ooh. Okay, pregnant woman should not be near asbestos. Or at least
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Assuming mom was Dawn. Gregory. No suit has been filed against you. No, I was still reading that. I'm reading that. You know. Okay.
Dear Kay, Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
See it?
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Now unplug the drain.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh.
What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us
No,
about
I
the
don't.
world he saw.
This is sad.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
No, it was. Don't leave a baby unattended in a
Sure.
bathtub.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I still... You don't leave a baby in a bathtub. I don't care the circumstances if you called or not. That doesn't... I know it's a sad thing, But that's like common knowledge. Don't leave a baby in a bathtub.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh. I think I know what's gonna happen. Where's the next words? Maybe if I hit the tent. No. Oh, there they are.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
God, I was not prepared for such a deep fucking game. Ooh. Not many games that have actually brought me to tears like this. Props to the story makers.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Where do I go next? Is there something up there that I missed? Ah, there was something I missed.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Well, am I not
When
supposed
my dad died,
going down
I
this
don't
way?
think
I'm
Mom
supposed
knew
to
where
go
else
up.
to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Homeschooled,
But
I'm
it
assuming?
didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's cute.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Does look like landscape? I don't know. Just thinking might give a location as to where he went. That's clearly architecture of a city. Maybe a house? Big house, if it is. Wow.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Well, that's a frog.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
There's still a few family members I don't have. I wonder why.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, Milton found something. That's interesting. And That's why he probably ran away. But he ran away so young. It's spooky.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
So Louis likes his sister coming in. Ah. I see. Anyways, pregnant... You really shouldn't be up here if you're pregnant. You shouldn't be up here in general. This is not up to code. But I mean, I guess maybe Orca Island has something like different or whatever.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh. Oh, this is interesting.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
This is hard to multitask.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
That's neat.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
I wonder if you just let
like a
all this
whole
stuff
new Louis.
go without change.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
No, that's fun.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis.
Like that. I like that.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Sorry, Mom, I'm too busy gaming.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Let's go this way.
handsome queen.
There is multiple choices to this. So interesting to see about all of the choices that other people might make in this game. Not everyone's game might not be the same.
The queen was on her own quest for...
serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Oh, spooky.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, that's so neat. I like that.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
That's fair.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
I thought he was going to kill himself with that. Nope.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
But hello there. It's the cat they adopted.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Take it. Yeah.
Bend down his head.
Oh. I see what happened.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's a bit, God, that's disturbing.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh, that's everyone. No, still Dawn and Eddie, I think, technically. Alright.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
That's sad.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Mm-hmm.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, You know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway.
Oh, her name is...
Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
That's fair. It's kind of submerged.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
How? It's a straight line.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Oh, we did get on the thing.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, damn. I did not expect this shit. Oh. It's a sad, sad story. Wow, just genuinely wow. That's a ooh. Many things I expected for today, and that was nowhere near anywhere on this story. And I assume there'd be like small little changes to the story that you can do in certain parts, but wow. Whew. That was intense. Especially for... I started this recording at, what, 9 a.m.? God, I got other shit to do. I don't need to be fucking teary-eyed all day. That was really deep and really beautiful. If you guys have the money, please go get this game, experience it for yourself, without my dumbass commentary, but ugh. This is a very good game. And I do hope that you enjoyed going on this adventure with me. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. And I hope you join me in my next adventure. Bye.